All right, I've got another interesting looking Sudoku here that I'm going to try today. This one is called Maelström, and it has some standard rules that we're used to seeing, but I think the interaction of them looks like it might be kind of interesting. So let me see, I'm going to pull it up here in F Puzzles, like we often do. This is called Maelström. It is by Andrew Weimholt, and the rules are pretty standard. It's just normal killer, arrow, odd, and clones. Now, the only thing that's unusual is the clones aren't specifically given. We have these four gray cells here, and you don't know. It's two sets of two. We don't know which two are the clones. Other than that, it's just normal killer, arrow, and odd rules. So, just quickly, if you're unfamiliar, killers are cages here. The digits must sum to the number in the corner, and digits cannot repeat, although they can't in these anyways. I noticed one of them doesn't have a total here, so I assume that's probably just included for, symmetry's sake here. Arrows, the digits along an arrow must sum to the number in the circle. And digits can repeat on an arrow, but again, in this puzzle, it looks like I don't think any of them can repeat because they are all in the same box. So that's it. That's all the rules. And the gray circles. These are odd digits. So there we go. I will leave a link in the description where you can try this puzzle yourself, and I'm going to give it a try now, so we'll see how it goes. All right. I mean, these are all obviously 6, 7, 8, or 9 because a 3-cell arrow has to be at least 6. We know that. In here, so these are 2-cell arrows. Yeah, so we don't really know much about that one yet because, I mean, it could be as small as 1, 2 with a 3, and then, a 1 and an 8 could be 9. So you could have 3 and 9. You could have a lot of things in here. Okay, the clones, well, obviously these two can't be the same. So it's got to be one at the top with one. Oh, yeah, well, the clones are, okay. The clones are easy to figure out because, take this one for example. It can't be the clone with this. Clearly, they're in the same box. But it can't be the clone with this because they're in the same column. So these two must be clones, and therefore, by the same logic, these two must be clones. Okay, so we got the clones figured out, which, interestingly, tells us that both of the clone digits are in the middle on this arrow. But we don't really know anything about those yet. But at some point, both of these are going to have to be on the arrow, one of the two arrows, I guess, in here. Okay. I think these other arrows are probably the place to look. Right. Okay, so the 3-cell arrow needs to be at least 6, but we have a 3-cell and a 2-cell with the same total. So if you had 6 here, you would have 1, 2, 3. What would you put over here? You couldn't do 1, 5 or 2, 4. So we can't do 6. Can we do 7? 7 would be 1, 2, 4 on this arrow. So over here, you wouldn't be able to do 1, 6, 2, 5, or 3, 4. So you can't have 7. Now, could you do 8? So you could do 1, 2, 5 with 7, 2, 6. 3. No, you couldn't do 1, 2, 5. You could do. Could you do 1, 2, 5 with 1, 7, 2, 6, 3, 5? No, you couldn't do 1, 2, 5. You could do 1, 3, 4. Does it have to be 1, 3, 4? Oh, if it's 8, it has to be 1, 3, 4. Right. It could be 8 or 9. If it's 8, it has to be 1, 3, 4 with 2, 6. Okay. So it could be 8. And if it's 9, it's definitely going to have a few options because we don't even have to have a 1 over here if it's a 9. So you could do 1, 2, 6 with 4, 5. You could do 1, 3, 5 with 2, 7. Could you do 2, 3, 4? 2, 3, 4 with 1, 8. Yeah, so you could do a lot of things. So 8 or 9 is possible. So let's get rid of the 6 and 7. So these are 8 and 9. So I guess the next question to ask is, can they be? Can like these two be the same? Could all four be the same? But could even just two of them? I mean, like these two feel like they're not going to affect each other. But could these two be the same? And no, they can't, because it doesn't matter if it's 8 or 9. If these two are the same, that means that same digit again, 8 or 9, has to be over here by normal Sudoku, it would have to be over here on this arrow, and you can't. The only way you could put an 8 or a 9, well, you can't put an 8 or a 9 in here at all. But definitely, if this is 8, you can't put an 8. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Either way, not even close. So these must be different, and it's going to be the same all the way around. Right, so what we're going to end up with is these two are the same. And these two are the same. Let's see, what color should we make those? As some of you may know, I am colorblind, so I have to be careful choosing my colors so I don't get them confused. All right, so those are going to be the same. It's going to kind of alternate around the grid. So actually, we might be able to do more than that, because even though these two are different, the gold one down here still can't be on this arrow, right? And it can't be in here. So the gold one has to be in here, which is going to put another gold one up here. And, oh, actually, let's even look down here. So this one, it can't be on this arrow. Can't be on that arrow. It can't be in here. That gold's got to be right there. And that's going to be the same all the way around. These two are going to have to be red ones, so it's going to have to be the same. And so then that puts a red up here. Right, right. But where does red go in box 2? The red, it's not going to be able to be on this. Oh, right. It can't be on the arrow. Oh, yeah. Because it can't be on the arrow because, not because it's the arrow, but because it's in the same row. And we know it can't be on this arrow up here. So it's got to be in the middle here. It could still be this clone color here. So I guess we have to remember that we've got red and gold for the 8s and the 9s, but we haven't ruled out those from this spot. But the point is it's going to be in row 2 here, so it's got to be at the top, which means that one has to be red. And similarly, this one has to be red, because you're going to have the same thing down here. There's red here. It's got to be red in here, down there. So, okay, we've got those. Now, can we do the same thing with the gold? Probably. So we've got these two. There's got to be a gold up here. There's a gold here. There has to be a gold there. So the opposite corners are going to be gold. Cool. Now, now that's interesting. These two reds tell us there's a red in here. And the golds tell us there's a gold. Oh, okay, cool. So we know what the red and the gold are. Because, okay, we have to have a red. This is a neat break-in. If this is the intended break-in, Andrew, then cool. I like this. If not, then this is pretty cool anyways. I'm sure it is the intended break-in. So we have to have a red across here. Now, obviously, the 9 cannot be on an arrow. We have to have a gold in here. So that should be a red across here and a gold across here. So the gold cannot be 9, because we can't have a 9 on an arrow. But that also tells us that we have to have a 9 on one of the two circles here. And there has to be an 8 across the middle. The golds are 8s. The reds are 9s. I missed a gold. Reds are 9s. 8s are gold. The 8 is going to have to be... Yeah, it can't be in the middle, because you could do 8 and 1 is 9, but then what would you do for the other one? So this actually has to be a 1. The 8 is at one end. One of those two is a 9. Okay, perfect. Now, I am going to get rid of all the gold and red coloring now, because that's just going to complicate the grid. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's think about what we can do. So what are our options here? We've got, oh, well, we already said the 8 only had one option, right? 1, 3, 4 with 2, 6. So let's put those in there, which gives us 5, 7, and 9 across the middles. Now, do we know... So we said the blue, the clones had to be whatever color these are. I think it's actually blue and yellow, but because it's over the top of the gray, this looks not yellow to me. But so the 1, 3. So if those were ones, then this would be the blue in the middle. It could be 3 or a 4 on the outside still. Oh, except it can't be, because we also have to have the yellow clone in the middle. But we know that one of these two is 8. And we have to have a 5, a 7, or a 9 in the middle. And it's not. This is not the 5, 7, or 9. And one of these two is an 8. So the other one has to be the 5, 7, or 9 that goes with the clone. It obviously can't be a 9. So these cannot be 9s. And so these have to be the ones with the one in the middle has to be the other blue. So those are 3, 4. And then can this be 5, 7? One of them's 8 with the 9. The other one would be 5 or 7 with 6 or 8, but we can't put an 8 in one of the circles because we have 8s here. So it can't be a 7. It's got to be a 5 and an 8 with a 6 and a 9 on the circles. So this then has to be 5 to match up with the 5 in there. So these cannot be 5s. All right. Beautiful. We're making some good progress. Now, okay, we know there has to be a 1. An 8 cage in 3 cells has to have a 1. It's got to be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. 5. If it was 1, 2, 5, the 5 would have to be down here, which would mean the 2 would be up there. And this can't be 2 because of the 2, 6 pair there, actually. Okay, so what are our options? 9 and 3 can be 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm kind of typing these in as options, not like our normal pencil marks. Like here, I'm saying this has to be a 7 or a 9. This has to be a 6 or a 9. These cells, I'm kind of doing our options here, so it's a little different. So 1, 2, 6 would be, I want to write out our options and see how they compare with our options over here. That's why I'm doing it this way. 1, 2, 6. So we couldn't do 1, 8, 2, 7. 3, 6 would have to be with 4, 5. 1, 3, 5 would have to be with 2, 7. 2, 3, 4 would have to be with 1, 8, but we can't put 1, 8 here because of this 8. So we can't do 2, 3, 4. So we only have 2 options for our 9s. And yep, it's the same over here. We're going to have 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. So we know there's a 1 on the long arrow, and then the short arrow has to be 2, 7 or 4, 5. So these are 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. So, which means you can't have a 1 here, and there can't be a 1 here. So we have a 1, right? So this is also 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. We have to have a 1 in this 9 cage. And it can't, it can't be 1, 2, 6. Right, if this is 1, 2, 6, now we've got 4 cells that have to have 1, 2, 6 in them in row 7, which obviously doesn't work. So this actually has to be 1, 3, 5. Does that 2, 4, 6, 7? Does that give us this over here? No, it doesn't. This one can't be 2 or 6. That one can't be 7. 2, 6 there. So if this is 1, 2, 6, 4, 7, that still works. Oh, we can't have a 4 down here. Oh, so in fact, we have to have a 4. Oh, but we don't have 4 here as an option anyways. I was going to say we have to have a 4 over here, because it's the only spot in box 7 we can have a 4 because of the 3, 4 over here. So these are 2, 5, 6, 7. Actually, all of these up here are also 2, 5, 6, 7. So we have to have a 4 here. So we can't have a 4 there, but we could have a 4 anywhere over here. Oh, 4 in box 1. Right, so we have to have a 4 here, which means you can't have a 4 there. We also can't have a 4 up there because of this 4. So there's a 4 In the 8 cage, it's 1, 3, 4. There we go. Nice. Now that makes this 2, 5, 6, 7. Big surprise. That one's not a 5 or a 7. So that's a 2 or a 6 because of these over here. 2, 6 here means that's not 2 or 6. Not quite enough to narrow that down. But can we now... Right, so because of this 2, 6, these can't be 1, 2, 6 anymore. So these have to be 1, 3, 5. Because then you would have no options up here if this was 1, 2, 6. 1, 3, 5, which means this is 2 and 7, and we have 4, 6, and 8 in the middle, so we can eliminate some stuff. Oh, the 1, 3, 5 triple gives us the 2, 7 pair here. We have the 2, 7 makes that a 6. That's a 5. That 5 is going to give us the 7 and the 2 and the 6. 2, 5, 6, 7. That's 4 and 2 and 7. Okay. Moving right along now. What else can we do? So down here, these are not 6 or 7 anymore. 7, 9, 1, 3, 4. Okay. The 5 here. That's not a 5. Okay, so what do we have? Let's look at our 10 cage. So we can do, what are our options? We can do 1, 2, 7. Well, it can't be 1, 2, 7 because the 2, 5 down here. Can it be 1, 3, 6? I think so. 1, 4, 5? 1, 4, 5. It would have to be, no, it can't be 1, 4, 5 because we have the 2, 5 down here. What about 2, 3, 5? No, of course not because of the 5. So I think it has to be 1, 3, 6. If we can't have a 5 or a 2, it's got to be 1, 3, 6, yeah. 6 can't be up here because the 2, 6. Now we've got, oh, look at that. 1, 3 pair gives us the 5 there. What's left in the row here? 7. And this row's missing a 4. So 4 and 7. Do we still not know? 2, 7, 4, 5. We still don't know which one this 9 is. Whether it's 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 6. How do we not know that? 1, 3, 6, 1. There's a 6 in there. Because this could be 2, 7. You'd have 6 and 5. This could be 4, 5, and you'd have 2. Yeah. Okay, what do we need in the row here? 1, 3, 4, and 5. This one can't be 4 or 1. In this row, 1, 3, 4, and 2. This can't be 4 or 1. So we have 2, 3. All right, so this can't be 1, 3, 5 anymore because of this 3, 5. So this is 1, 2, 6. So it's not the same as the one over here. It gives us 4, 5 in there. 2, 5. This is not 4 or 5. We have a 1, 3 pair in the column. The 6 is going to give us the 7 and the 6. We're missing 3, 7, and 8 in the column. That 3, 7, 8 is going to give us the 1 here, I believe. These can't be 3 or 1 or 5. So 4, 2. This is 1, 3, 5. 1, 4, 3. The 3 and the 1 over here are going to give us the 1 and the 3 here. And now, what do we do next? Okay, so 5, 8, 1, 1, 1, 5, 8. Okay, so there's got to be something going across here that we can do. Oh, well, these can't be ones, obviously, because of the ones there. Oh, and the 6, 9. Right, so this isn't a 6. This is 2. That 2 is going to give us the 7 and the 2 here. This can't be 6, because that's 6, 9 across there. 2, the 7. This can't be 7. So we have 3, 4, 5, and 8 across there. Okay. This can't be 1, 5, or 9. So it's 3 or 7. This one also can't be 1, 5, or 9. So it's 3 or 7. Okay. So what's left in here? 2 and 4? 2 and 4? Right, and the 2 there. Okay. Gives us the 4 and the 2. That 4. 3, 7, 8. 2, 4, 9. 1, 2, 7. This is just poor scanning trying to finish this off here, I think. I'm looking sideways and I need to look up and down. The 2 here gives us 6 and 2. And the 4 gives us 3 and 4, which is going to give us the 3 and the 4 at the top. And the 3 is going to give us the 7 and the 3. And that 7 is going to give us the 9 and the 7, which is going to give us the 9 and the 7 at the bottom. And the 9 will give us the 6 and the 9 in the middle. And that 6 will give us the 2 and the 6. And now we've got to do the sideways eliminations here. But now that we've got more information, we should be able to do that. So 2, 3, 4, 9, 3 here. 1, 2, 6, 7, 9. 2, 7, 9. This can't be 7. So we've got a 3, 8 pair giving us the 7 there. And oh, come on. I gotta be able to finish this off. What am I not seeing? 3, 8, 1, 6, 4, 5. This is terrible. 2, 6, 7, 9. 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. So this is 1, 5, 6, 8. Come on. 5s, 1s. Oh! I'm looking at the scanning. It's not the scanning. It's the arrows. All right. Let me know down below how long ago you saw this and how long you were yelling at the screen for me to finish off these arrows in here. So the 6, since we got the 6 and the 9, we know the 5 and the 8. And that is going to let us finish it off. So the 8 gives us the 3 and the 8 here. The 5 is going to give us the 1. And that 3 over there gives us the rest of those. That 1 gives us 6 and 1. The 6 gives us 8, 4, 6. And the 4 and the 5 here will give us the 5 and the 4 there. And our timer turns green, and we are done. All right. That was a fun puzzle. I really liked the break-in with the alternating 8s and 9s, and then a little bit of coloring to kind of figure out which one was the 8 and which was the 9. It'd be interesting to know if Andrew happens to see this, whether that was the intended break-in. If there was another way that I didn't see, it's entirely possible. Maybe a quicker way, something a little easier. Though that wasn't too bad, just a simple little bit of coloring, nothing too crazy. Yeah, if you guys tried it, let me know what you thought. That was a fun puzzle. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Andrew. And I'll see you guys again soon with another puzzle. Thanks. Bye.